Today I am going to discuss some questions on JEE Main and Advanced. Main and Advanced. So the first question is here, let GI such that your domain is pi by 8 comma 3 pi by 8 to R real number and I is equal to 1 comma 2 and Fi, that is your pi by 8 comma 3 pi by 8 to real number B functions, these are the B functions, such that G1x is equal to 1 and G2x is equal to 4x minus pi and Fx, this is equal to sine square x for all x belongs to pi by 8, 3 pi by 8 and define your SI pi by 8 equal to pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 Fx Gix dx I is equal to 1 comma 2, the value of 48 as 2 pi square. So this is your question. Here you see that your GI function, your domain is this and your codomain is this, and Fi function domain this, codomain this. G1x is equal to 1, G2x is modulus 4x minus pi, and Fx is equal to sine square x for all x belongs to, these are all closed interval pi by 8 comma 3 pi a by 8, and define SI is equal to pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 Fx Gix dx I is equal to 1 2. You have to find the value of 48 as 2 pi square. So you have to find this value. Now how to solve this problem, you see. Your SI, it is given to you. Here your SI, it is given to you pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 Fx Gix dx. So here you see 48 as 2. Here you see 48 as 2. Let me write it here, 48 as 2 pi square this. So first of all, S2, what is S2? Pi by 8, 3 pi by 8, your R, this Fx, your Fx function is, you see this, that is sine square x, and your G2 here, because S2, so this will be G2. Your G2 function is this, modulus 4x minus pi dx. Now I have written as per the requirement. Now you have to solve this. How to solve it? Let us see how to solve this. We require 48 as 2. Let me write it here. 48 as 2 by 48 as 2 by pi square. We require this. So how to solve it? Now let us do one thing, that is as 2 pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 sine square x. Let me take 4 common here, x minus pi by 4 modulus dx. So this 4 is a constant, it will come outside. 4 pi by 8 3 pi by 8 sine square x minus pi by 4 dx. So now what I am going to do, how to solve it? Now if you are going to take the help of by parts, then algebra and this sine square x, trigonometry. But here this is the modulus function. So solving modulus function, there is a different way. We have solved modulus function only when there is only one function, integration only one function, but here there are two functions. So how to solve it? What we are going to do is now how to solve it. So here you see, let us take this is equal to t, x minus pi by 4 is equal to t. When you differentiate it, dx is equal to dt. Constant is 0, dx is equal to dt. Now see one thing here, I am going to change the limit. So when x is equal to pi by 8, your t will be equal to pi by 8 minus pi by 4. So LCM comes out to be 4. So pi minus 2 pi, LCM is 8, sorry. So this will be minus pi by 8. Now again, when upper limit, that is when x is equal to 3 pi by 8, your t will be equal to 3 pi by 8 minus 4 minus pi by 8 pi by 8. So your LCM will be 8 and sorry, this is 4, sorry, so this is 4. Your LCM will be 8. So 3 pi minus 2 pi, it will be again come out to be pi by 8. You will now come to know why I have done like this, but because here there is a problem. The problem is that there are two functions. The first problem is that we can solve for two functions. There is we can do it by parts, but the main problem is created by this modulus function. So what I have done is I have taken that as t, and suppose a t, and I have converted this limit. So you will get a clear picture when I do this, that is equal to 4 pi by 8 to 3 pi by 8 sine your sine square x. Your x will be how much? T plus your sine square x will be t plus pi by 4, and your this value will be modulus t, and dx is dt. Sorry, one thing, I have not converted this upper limit and lower limit. Your lower limit will be minus pi by 8 and your upper limit will be pi by 8. This you are going to get. Now here, if you see this limit properly, you will get the P7 property, that is minus a by a, P7 property, which is given in your book. And when we deal with P7 property, then there are two cases for odd functions and even functions. So before going to this P7 property, let me do one thing, that is, we know that your cos 2x is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square x. So your 2 sine square x will be 1 minus cos 2x, and your sine square x will be 1 minus cos 2x by 2. So here we have 4. So let me do one thing. This is 2. So your 2 sine square x, this will be converted into minus pi by 8 to pi by 8. Here we can write it as 1 minus cos 2 bracket t plus pi by 4, and now modulus t, not this is dx, this is dt, See. Now the question is solved. See the presence of mind which has been applied. Here we are locked because of this modulus function. So I have taken this as t, and when we set the limit, we get see minus a to a. So here you see what I am going to do is 2, this is bracket, minus pi by 8 to pi by 8 modulus t dt minus pi by 8 to pi by 8 cos 2. This will be your cos pi by 2 plus 2t, pi by 2 plus 2t, and modulus t dt. So now here you see one thing, that is, this bracket is closed. Now here you see one thing, what is going to happen is that 2 minus pi by 8 modulus t dt minus, this will be minus pi by 8 to pi by 8 cos 90 plus theta, that will be equal to minus sine theta second quadrant. So minus minus, this will be plus sine 2t modulus t dt. So in P7 property, 2 here, 2 will be also there. So in P7 property, you know that when your limit is from minus a to a, there are two cases, one odd function and even function. So see, this is an odd function because sine minus t will be minus, so this is an odd function. This is an odd function because sine minus t comes out to be minus sine t. That means f minus x, your f minus x comes out to be minus fx. So this is an odd function. So as per P7 property, this odd function, your result is 0. And this is an even function because f minus x, you are going to fx, you are going to positive. So for this is an even function, for even function, therefore it will 2 0 to pi by 8 modulus pi by 8 modulus t dt. So this is positive, you are taking positive value, so this will be 4 0 to pi by 8 t dt. So this comes out to be 4. This will be t square by 2, 0 to pi by 8. So 2 cancels out. This will be 2t, that means t square, that is pi square by 64. So this 2 cancels out. This will be pi square by 32. So you have got the value of S2. You have got the value of S2. So this is called the presence of mind we have to apply. How to solve it? So here you see I have applied the property, that is definite integration property. But earlier it was the picture of this question did not tell us that it was a question of definite integration. But the presence of mind, that is the modulus function, which was creating a difficulty in solving the problem. So I have to change the I have to I suppose this, and when I change the limit I got minus a to a. So from this I can assess that this question will be solved by definite integration property. So your value of S2 is this. Now when you place it in, now you have to place it, because you have to find the value of 48 S square, 48 S2 by pi square. So when you place this property, 8 is just 64, it is 48 pi square into S2, your result is pi square by 32. Pi square cancels out. So this comes out to be 48 by 32. Now if to lowest term, if you convert it to the lowest term, it will be how much? Lowest term, that is 8. 4 the 32, 8 6. So 3 by 2 will be your answer. So 3 by 2 will be your answer. So see, there is nothing. I want to tell you that if you practice your 12th course properly with minute observations, you will be able to solve this problem, but a little bit of presence of mind is required to solve the question. So this is your answer. My next question is, for any real number alpha and beta, let this is a function alpha beta x belongs to real number, be the solution of the differential equation dy by dx plus alpha y is equal to x e to the power of beta x, y1 is equal to 1. Your option given here, your option first, A option, that is fx is equal to x square by 2 e to the power of minus x plus e minus half e to the power of minus x. Your second option is given here, fx is equal to minus x square by 2 e to the power of minus x plus e plus 1 by 2 e to the power of minus x, and your C option fx, it is given as e to the power of x by 2 x minus 1 by 2 plus e minus e square by 4 e to the power of minus x, and your D option is fx e to the power of x by 2 1 by 2 minus x plus e square by 4 e to the power of minus x. So here now you see this is your question. Why I have selected few questions. I want to only to show you how to use your presence of mind. Now you see these options. Now I am going to proceed to solve it. So one thing is here again, I have to, now you see, first of all you see this question and you have to find this solution, and this is your options. So how to solve it? So here you see, let me write this question here again. dy by dx plus alpha y x e to the power of beta x y1 is equal to 1. I have written the question here. Now I am going to solve it. You see this, how to solve it. So this is a differential equation. It is clearly given in your question. To solve this, integration factor, that will be e to the power of alpha dx, and so this will be equal to e to the power of alpha x. So this is your integration factor. So y into integration factor, that will be equal to q into integration factor dx plus c. So here you see y into e to the power of alpha x is equal to, your q is x e to the power of beta x, and your integration factor is alpha x plus c, dx plus c. Now this will be y into e to the power of alpha x equal to, this will be x e to the power of alpha plus beta x dx plus c. Now you see one thing here, that is this is by parts, exponential and algebra, ILATE. So here your algebra, this is first function, exponential, this is your second function. So y into e to the power of alpha x, algebra first function, integration of alpha plus beta x dx minus integration, differentiation of first function and then integration of second function dx. So this is by parts. Here there is a why I have selected it, because you have to apply your presence of mind, then only you can solve it. This is the difference between what you are appearing in your higher secondary exam and you are appearing in a competition exam. So here y into e to the power of alpha x, x e to the power of alpha plus beta x, this constants get divided, alpha plus beta, minus again e to the power of alpha plus beta x divided by alpha plus beta and dx plus c plus c. So this comes out to be y into e to the power of alpha x e to the power of alpha plus beta x by alpha plus beta, and here this is e to the power of alpha plus beta x by alpha plus beta again square and plus c. So now the main problem is created by this alpha and beta. Now I am going to write the options here, because this options plays a major role in solving this problem. I am writing the options here again. Your first option is fx is equal to x square by 2 e to the power of minus x plus e minus 1 by 2 e to the power of minus x. Your second option, fx is equal to minus x square by 2 e to the power of minus x plus e plus 1 by 2 e to the power of minus x. Your third option is fx e to the power of x by 2 x minus 1 by 2 and plus e minus e square by 4 e to the power of minus x. And your fourth option, fx e to the power of x 1 by 2 minus x plus e square by 4 e to the power of minus x. Now you look at this option. So here you see one thing, that is here you see x square, here x square is not available, so this options you have to remove it. Now again let me write the last answer, then it will be more clear. That is, your y is equal to x e to the power of beta x by alpha plus beta, because your this when get divided this cancels out, and minus e to the power of here also beta x divided by alpha plus beta the whole square plus c by e to the power of alpha x. This is your last result. So here this is the presence of mind, because here you see that in option there is nothing about alpha beta. So how to remove this alpha beta? So you have to see the options available to you. Here you see first of all x square here, but this is x, so this cancels out. Again x square, this cancels out. Here you see x, there is x, it is possible, and again x and here x, this is possible. So now again here your x is positive, but your here x is negative, because if you take common here, then it will be this square, everything is clear, everything is clear. So if you take here you see your x is positive but your x is negative, so this also cancels out. The only possible way is this. So from here you see that your beta is 1 and beta is 1, and again your alpha, if you take alpha 1, then only it will be, if it moves upward, it will become minus x. So from this is the presence of mind you are going to apply. We see that this satisfies it. So I am going to take your here alpha is equal to beta is equal to 1. Because if you take alpha minus 1, so this will be minus 1, then this will be minus, when it moves upward, and in the numerator it will become plus x, but here it is minus x, so alpha and beta, these are 1. So this is the presence of mind you have to apply while solving the question. Now when I take alpha is equal to 1 and beta is equal to 1, this will become like this. See, y is equal to x e to the power of x, this is 2 minus e to the power of x by 2 square 4 plus c e to the power of x. Now it was given to you that y1 is equal to 1. So when x is 1, so y1, that is equal to e to the power of x by 2 minus your x is 1, so e by 2, e by 4 and plus c by e. So this will be equal to 1 is equal to, this comes out to be, your LCM will be 4, so 2e minus e plus c by e by 4, so 1 minus e by 4, because it will come this side, into e, that is equal to c. This is the value, this is the value of c. So if I place the value of c here, you see what I am going to get is, that is this is minus, so here it comes 1 minus, so this is e minus e square by 4, this is equal to c. So here you see that I have got the value of c. Now I am going to place the value of c here. So y is equal to x e to the power of x by 2 minus e to the power of x by 4 plus your value of c is e minus e square by 4 e to the power of minus x. So your option C is correct. This is you have to, while solving this question, some presence of mind you have to apply. That is, I looked into the option, because in the option there is no alpha beta. So to remove alpha beta, you have to analyze the option, and on the basis of the option I have selected alpha is equal to beta is equal to 1, and when I place this, so I got this answer. So this is an interesting question, because looking into the option you have to decide it how to solve the question.